Vanity has prevented me from recording this before today because it was only in the last few days that I finally managed to get my hair cut. And that immense occasion has made me remember one of possibly the most famous haircuts of all time, that of Samson, after whom one of those huge cranes in Belfast docks is named. Samson is remembered for a number of things: having great power, being the leader over Israel, not having very good choice in women, and being betrayed. His enormous strength enabled him to be a great leader of his people. God blessed him with this strength, which, for reasons which aren't exactly clear to us, depended on him not cutting his hair. And this fact was kept secret. As for the women, well, he married one from the enemy nation who was good at wheedling things out of him, but he managed to keep his big secret. The next was a prostitute, and he was almost taken prisoner while he was in with her, but his great strength managed to save him that time. And the third woman, immortalized by Tom Jones, of course, was Delilah. With her, he fell in love, but it was not reciprocated, and she, in league with the nation's enemies, tried unsuccessfully a number of times to get him to reveal the secret of his strength. But when she couldn't really get very far with him, she tried that "you don't really love me because you won't share your secret" type of approach. And she did, in the end, find out the secret of his strength. So then she lulled him to sleep, cut his hair, and betrayed him to his enemies. He was taken prisoner and was blinded. We might think that he had been emotionally blind for some time. Strength is power. Leadership is power. Relationship is power. All these are forms of power which can be used for good or evil, for building or for betraying. Power must be harnessed and controlled, whether it's the military or political power of one nation over another, or the might of thousands of tons of explosive chemicals neglected in a storage place, or the willpower of one person over another individual for selfish ends. The manipulation of power to abuse others is one of the most hideous betrayals of relationships and one of the best kept secrets in society. It happens often behind closed doors, within families. One partner abusing another, parents abusing their young children, children abusing their elderly parents. But it's gone on for years in places of work as well, and at last there have been voices raised in recent years to expose the hidden and denounce the abusers. But one of the possible effects of those victims of power abuse and betrayal is that they sometimes can come to see themselves as just victims, powerless in all aspects of their lives. Many of us may have had a slight sense of that too after these last months, when we've all been potential victims of an unseen enemy. And where has our strength gone? We've not had a secret weapon to yield against the enemy. We've had to rely on the integrity of the doctors and the scientists and the pharmacologists who are fighting on our behalf. But we are not powerless victims. I believe that with God's help we can recover from this pandemic, regain our sense of freedom, and rebuild what has become destroyed. Samson was a helpless, blind prisoner put to work in shackles. But the hair on his head began to grow again. And so will ours. And then what will we do when our power returns?